Hey guys, I'm here from AT Sports. Today we were just doing a bit of an stock overview video for the MRF Elites that we just got in last week. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Is the Elite number 1. I know on the last one we had a bit of glare and stuff, and the grains are a bit hard to see, so hopefully in this one they're a bit more visible. But yeah, this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and yeah, right there down the edge goes sort of all the way down and up. Yeah, very clean, very straight, even grains, high quality willow. Yeah, this is the one that AB de Villiers sort of uses and endorses as well. So it's one of their MRFs. It's a top one in the AB de Villiers range for MRF. Yeah, and overall as well, I think it's like maybe it's definitely one of the very top bats from MRF and the top one in the AB de Villiers range. But yeah, in terms of profile, you got sort of like this mid-middle profile. On this one, it's not quite a duckbill, but it does sort of flatten out at the end, right down into the toe. So pretty close to duckbill, but not quite. Then you got thick edges, and then a little bit of concaving on this one as well. Maybe about two or 3 mil. But yeah, the dead weight is 211. But because of that sort of profile and the mid-middle and the spine going right into the handle, it picks up a fair bit lighter than 211. Maybe even about 2.9.5 pickup, but it does pick up very, very light for 211. Yeah. Check the gauge as well. See, in terms of the gauge, probably about 37 mil edge and 62 mil spine. So yeah, pretty big profile. Yeah. But most importantly is the performance. So yeah, we'll start off with the new one. Yeah. So even despite that concaving, it does seem to ping everywhere. Like even off center and stuff, you don't feel like much vibration either side. So yeah, we can go with the old one as well. Yeah. Yeah, so despite the concaving, it pings all over, and it is quite a large sweet spot as well. And the pressing is really optimal. So you're getting really, really nice response from this one. And then the handle as well on this one is about a medium round handle. And then it tapers to sort of a thin at the top, but definitely down low. It's a medium sort of round handle. Yeah, so that was number 1. This one is number 2. And yeah, one of the main reasons I wanted to do a stock review video for the Elites in particular is the batch that we got in. I feel like is a really good batch, like a really special batch. Mainly because of 1, the quality of willow, and then 2, the weights as well. Like the first one, yeah, 211, but it still picked up very light for its weight. And all the other ones, the rest of the batch of the Elite are all going to be under 2.9 in weight. So this one is 2.8.6, and then again you got sort of stunning looking willow, which is very clean, very straight, and very even. And yeah, like big edges, high spine, more of a prominent duckbill in this one. But then again, you got the same medium thick round handle, and then like it tapers into like a little bit thinner at the top, not quite a thin handle, but it's a little bit thinner at the top. And this one is really full. So yeah, you're getting 2.8.5 in weight, but very full profile at the same time. So that tells me that this is a very low density cleft, because there's no concaving, there's no wood sort of taken out of the top, it sort of goes straight into the handle. The only amount of shaping that I can see is the duckbill, which helps with the pickup as well. Yeah, which means that they're concentrating all of the weight and power and where it needs to be, which is in the hitting zone, and then up here as well to help with the balance. So yeah, and quite thick shoulders as well. It's got to be said. But yeah, check the gauge. So yeah, again, probably about 38 mil edge, and then about 63, 64 mil spine height with that. So in 2.8.5 weight, that's big. That's very big specs, and then very full profile as well. So yeah, top grade bat. I don't think you can ask much more than that in terms of specs. And if you're looking for a light bat, there's no compromise in any sort of facet. Like usually, if people want a light bat, there has to be a compromise somewhere in the willow, where it has to either have thinner edges or a smaller spine or some amount of concaving. But in this one, there's no compromise. If you want a big bat and lightweight and everything that a heavier bat would have, in terms of fullness, bigness in profile, this one's got it all, and in 2.8.5 weight. So yeah, most importantly, the performance. We'll start with the old one, or we'll start with the new one actually. Yep. Brilliant. Brilliant. And then the old one as well. It feels really good. Like it's been pressed perfectly, almost, yeah. And then with knocking, it's gonna get even better than that. So yeah, partly one of the reasons why I wanted to show you guys the Elites, because the few that we got in are special bats. So yeah, that was number 2. Then we'll go to number 3, and then that one was 2.8.5, and this one is even 1 ounce lighter than that at 27.4. And then again, high quality willow, players grade willow, straight even grains, where we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight even grains, very clean willow. And at the same time, minimal concave, maybe about half a mil of concaving. Big profile. Again, you got the duckbill, and then and the edges are thick as well, high spine. So getting that profile in 2.7 is ridiculous. Yeah, very rare, 2.7 to get that big of a bat. So yeah, we'll check the gauge as well, actually. This one actually does have, it doesn't taper like the other ones, but it's sort of like a medium thinnish handle. It's not thin, but it's not thick, so it's sort of in between somewhere. Yeah, so yeah, we'll check the gauge. So yeah, pretty similar to the other one. In terms of specs, about 38mm edge and about 38mm edge and about 64mm spine. And then you got that sort of 0.5 mil concaving. In terms of profile, same as the other one with the spine going into the handle. Duckbill profile, big edges, thick shoulder, yeah. Yeah, 27.4, and it picks up even lighter than that because of that duckbill profile. It picks up even lighter than that. Yeah, and then most importantly, the performance. It amazes me how, even in such a lightweight, there is such performance. I think it's all down to pressing. You get, like, I barely feel that. Feels good. It feels really, really good. Not much difference between this one and the other two, to be honest. One thing I'll address with this sort of profile is some people kind of are a bit wary of the duckbill profile because they think that because it's been shaved off here, it leaves the toe a bit more susceptible. In my sort of quite a few years in selling bats, I haven't seen much correlation between this profile and toe breakages or anything like that. It's not sort of like just because this profile is there, there's more toe breakages and things. It seems to be the normal amount. But even if you are worried about that, putting on a toe guard, strapping it with tape, or the better option in my opinion would be to put this sort of hard resin toe protection, which is really, really solid. I feel like these factory fitted toe guards, they come off after a few months, not very useful. But this hard resin toe protection that you can sort of get from Bunnings, or we can do it for you, that's very, very strong, and that keeps the bat toe together for a very long time. I've had mine on my personal bat for about 2 years, and it's still going strong. Yeah, in terms of power and stuff like that as well, any bat or any sort of any bat that, even if it has the spine going all the way into the toe and it hits down here, you're not going to get much power anyways. So the thinking behind this sort of profile is, well, you're not going to get much power anyways, we might as well put the power where it matters. And then taking out of here helps with the pickup, makes it pick up an ounce, 2 ounces a bit lighter. But yeah, in saying that as well, with this sort of profile, the edges remain quite thick, even down low. So that means that the toe doesn't become as susceptible to breaking or anything like that, because the thickness of the toe is a bit thicker than the normal bats that you see. And then it's just sort of, the spine is sort of shaved off. So there's a bit of compensation here and there to make sure that the bat it performs as best as possible and lasts as long as possible as well. But yeah, those are my 2 cents on the duckbill profile. I personally like it because of those factors. I've been using duckbill profile for quite a while, and I've had no issues in terms of that. But it is for a specific type of player. This sort of profile is probably more or less for the top order batsman or somebody that's playing on harder, bouncier surfaces, where the ball is likely to hit higher up here rather than down low. Anyways, moving on to the last elite. Again, stunning willow. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grains. Stunning, straight, even. Absolutely no sort of marks or anything like that on the willow. And this one is even lighter than the other one. It's 2.6 in weight. And I think I said getting 2.6 and then getting that sort of profile was rare. Getting 2.7 in that profile was rare. And this one would be pretty much next to impossible to find another one that's this big, thick edges, high spine. Again, the tuck-bill toe into the spine, into the handle, and then full profile. Like in 2.6 weight, pretty much virtually impossible to get something like that. And then because of that profile, it picks up really, it feels like a toothpick. If you're somebody that needs a super light bat, or a youngster, or a women cricketer that wants something special, a player's grade, here you go, this is the one. But yeah, let's check the gauge as well. Yeah, about 30, again 38mm edge, and then 64mm spine. So yeah, pretty close to maximizing out gauge. But yeah, that's just a beautiful profile. And so light, 2.6 in weight, so light. Yeah, no concaving. It's hard to believe how they would find something like this, because this would need to be a very, very low density clay. So yeah, amazing, really amazing. Then all important is the performance. So we'll start with a new one. Amazing. Just feels ridiculous. Yeah. Can't believe it. The old one, sorry. Amazing. It really is. Feels awesome. Yeah, and that was 2.6, and then this one, in terms of performance, I think they're all pretty much similar. I think obviously the 211 one being heavier, naturally with the extra mass, it's probably the best ping, but between the other three, they're pretty close to the 211 in performance, and there's not really, I don't think anything separates the other three in terms of performance, and they're all really, really good performing bats. So whoever did this, the pressing for them was on point. It was perfect good amount of pressing. And yeah, like in my opinion, this is a really, really, really good batch of MRF elites. Yeah, so if you guys are sort of keen to get one of these, be sure to message us and then let us know if you want. MRF Elite number 1, 2, 3 or 4, and then we'll make sure that exact one comes out to you. But yeah, if you're very specific in which one you want, be sure to get in touch with us to let us know exactly which one you want. But yeah, so yeah, that's about it on this batch of MRF Elites. So yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.